It's October 21st, 2009.
And this is Idle Thumbs 48, and I'm Chris Remo.
I'm Nick Brecken.
I'm Nick Brecken.
No, you're Jake Rodkin. Now you're even falling for that.
God.
I thought it was just the reader.
Here we go again.
Idle Thumbs. Games, video 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 games.
It's October 21st, 2009.
And this is Idle Thumbs 48. And I'm Chris Remo.
And I'm Nick Brecken.
And I'm Jake Rodkin.
And today we're joined again by Steve Hotskips Gaynor, our favorite dude.
Hey, everybody.
Hey,
I'm on
Steve.
cast.
Hey, Steve.
Hey.
Thanks for coming by.
You know what? It's my pleasure, Chris.
Is it really?
Yeah. I love all of your fans and mine and talking to them.
What is what?
Well, good.
You have loved each of Chris's fans.
Passionately.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
You don't actually have that many. You might
Well,
not
you know. How's that Bioshock 2 coming?
It hasn't given me much time to, passionately love your fans.
Right.
But
Enough?
yeah.
Okay.
The game is becoming a game.
Good.
It's real. It's a game.
Are you in what you would describe as the home stretch?
Yes, I think that's accurate.
Cool.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
You sounded like a
Yeah,
robot
that's-
just now. Like, yes, I think that's
Yes, the
accurate.
game is entering close to certification.
You guys can do that robot voice way better than I can.
Well, maybe you shouldn't be the one making Bioshock 2 then.
What does that mean?
So what games have you guys been playing?
Video games.
Oh, nice.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, did you guys want
What's a new one for you?
to talk about the Modern Warfare 2 thing? People keep asking me what I think about it.
I heard that it's not going to have a dedicated
Oh, man.
server.
I was outraged.
Oh, for the PC
Yeah.
gaming? That sucks.
No dedicated servers.
I like how we're just like, fuck that.
Yeah.
I don't play enough multiplayer PC games anymore because I'm stupid, so I don't really know the up or downside of that. It probably it'll probably make the PC multiplayer scene suck more.
Well,
I'm kind of bummed about it personally.
Yeah, I thought why would there not
their
be
reasoning
more?
was to consolidate the community. I guess they felt that there were too many mods running on dedicated servers and things like of that nature.
Yeah, I mean they've said basically they think matchmaking is a better route that it's it is a more accessible situation. I mean, there certainly have been times in my life when I've looked at a list of servers for a PC game and just sort of thought, I guess I'll just pick one of these, and I don't really know. But I guess from my perspective, the way I play games now, I don't do a lot of random play. I don't really like playing with random dudes who are going to be horrible and assholes. The way I like to play most is to find the servers set up by either a site that I like Shack News. Shack always has multiplayer servers going for different games, or other forums, things like that. I like that feel. I like the community feel dedicated.
Yeah, I mean,
servers have.
I will normally, if I'm playing a game of, like an FPS on multiplayer, I'll find a server that is a dedicated server that actually has cool people on it, and
then just keep
save
going
it,
back
and
there.
just go back there.
Yeah.
And it seems like that's not even an option. I don't know why that wouldn't be a secondary option or something. But.
No, the way what Bowling said is they're doing sort of a party-based system on the PC through InfinityWard.net or IWNet or whatever it's called, where you can form a party, and then if you're to counter the clan frustrations, he said, you can just get the other clan all in a party, and then you can challenge each other. The problem I have with that is that works fine if you're scheduling a thing, but if you just like the idea of not necessarily adding a million people to your friends list, people you don't even necessarily know,
Right, it's just
but who
jump
do
on and play with this group that you know is going to be some segment of that group is always going to be there.
In the Shack News server situation, it adds more hassle for sure. Because you've got to group up two groups and then challenge each other, right?
Yeah, exactly. As opposed to just jumping into a server that you know is going to be running all the time.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of bummed about that. I also think it's an issue in that it is another attempt to sort of say, okay, this is what we got out of the PC experience. This is why it's maybe a little too complicated or unwieldy for some people. Let's do the thing we do on the console version, and then that way it'll be easier. Which makes sense, sort of. I mean, there are some things about the console experience that are just kind of better and easier and more convenient. But at the end of the day, if someone really wants that badly, they probably by this point are already playing the console version. I think once you get to the point where you're not only adding things to try to capitalize on what consoles do well, but actually removing things that are part of the identity of how the PC experience works, then I think at that point you're taking away a lot more value than you're adding.
Yeah. Did they offer any reasoning as to why there wasn't sort of like, secondary option of using dedicated, like exposing it basically if you know what it is and want to see
I think
stuff?
Probably quite honestly they want to have it be as closed a system as possible so that they can have, it makes it easier to sell DLC. Well, it makes it easier to ensure that people are going through all your stat tracking and everything. I mean, it's,
mods is sort of were traditionally seen in PC multiplayer as a way to extend the life of a product, but if you can sell them that content and it's first party developed instead, and that's sort of the tinfoil hatty version, but it's probably kind of true.
Yeah.
Maybe. It could be, at least. I don't know.
I'm curious, too, how mod tools are going to work, because Infinity Ward actually I haven't checked in the last couple of weeks, but I know that for a while, on their website, they actually offered their Call of Duty 4 mapping tools as explicitly as a way to say, if you want to apply to be a level designer here, make stuff with the Call of Duty 4 mod tools.
Well, is there going to be no modding support at all, or is it just?
I don't know. But they seem to be really downplaying it.
Yeah, I saw. The one thing that I read, which I think was on some really weird site, and this is probably all bullshit, but that there wouldn't be. The end result was that there wouldn't be. But that's rumor mill crap. I have no idea.
Did you read Bowling's actual response today?
No, I didn't. I wasn't really keeping up with all this, but it's weird because I talked to him about this at the event we were at like a month ago,
right.
And he said, no, the PC is going to be the same as it was in Call of Duty 4.
In fact, I've seen your quote.
Yeah, I know. Actually, it was linked in a lot of different.
Become canon here.
Like why they reversed it? Yeah. Well, it is weird though. I don't know why.
Bowling lied.
Well,
PC gamers died. I don't know. I have seen some crazy. I definitely think this is quite frankly sort of bullshit, and I'm sort of irritated by it, especially because I plan to buy this version of the game. But then, oh my God, some of the people, it's goddamn hysterical. If you go to some of these hardcore clan forums, they have all the little bumper sticker signature things.
Yes.
There's one that I can't figure out. It's hilarious to me. It's got a little Obama sunrise icon, and then it says, "I'll keep my dedicated servers. You keep the change."
Oh man,
that is amazing.
Wow.
I can't figure out. Does that guy I mean, I guess there was probably a guns bumper sticker or something that basically said that.
Yeah.
But it looks also like it's got the Obama colors and everything. I can't figure out if the guy is also making a secondary political point or
probably
if he just thought it's baffling to me.
It's probably just overlap between not liking Obama and wanting dedicated servers.
That's a key demographic.
But not realizing that those two things actually weren't related at all.
Yeah.
When making this clever bumper sticker icon dealy bopper. Skeedly doot, right?
Yeah. I was gonna say that I'm probably not gonna play a lot of this game because I don't, as you guys know,
really video games.
Jake, really?
I have been playing a lot of TF2, both at work and at home lately.
Yeah,
I know.
And,
I saw that. Yeah.
One thing
I always see you 7:00 on days we record the podcast. I'm like, well, all the guys should be getting here soon, and then the little thing will pop up, and it's like Jake is playing Thief Fortress 2. That happened tonight again, which was hilarious.
I started playing at 6:30.
I didn't message you this time though.
I know, what are you doing? But one thing that the TF2 does, and I think it's partly just because of the personality of that game, is the styles of mods that are made for TF2 are really weird callbacks to my memories of playing Quake 1 and Quake 2 in LANs, where it's like Valve has support for just swapping out geo and sounds, which is the most annoying shit in the world, but at the same time you end up on dedicated servers that are entirely reminiscent of the bullshit. Everyone's on roller skates and shooting fireballs and stuff, where I was playing on a server, where all the proxy mines were Mario Bob-ombs, and the small, medium, and large health were replaced with heart, piece of heart, and heart container. Nice. And it kept playing music from Pee-wee's Big Adventure during setup. And everyone was allowed to run around and just blow each other up during the setup phase because they opened all the gates. And at the end of rounds, it was set up so that if you were killed on the losing team, you would just respawn anyway. So that just the base just turned into just a blood shower while just huge music was playing. And like, I don't know, it's just, what the fuck
I'm glad that still exists.
Yeah, that's awesome.
When most
like,
mods try to be like 5-year crazy.
Yeah, stuff like that.
Yeah,
and
no,
stuff
there are
like
some
the
really
prop
crazy
hunt
ones.
mod, the hide and seek invisible objects thing, which
right.
where
Yeah.
it's that other TF2 mod where you can hide as.
I haven't seen this.
Oh, it's one team is pyros and one team is game objects, and then the map
Pyros
is
versus game objects.
and then the other map.
Pyros versus game objects.
The maps are all just filled with way more just bullshit single objects than usual, and then you have to you are like a little green frog, and you have to go hide amongst a pile of garbage, and then pyros go.
Is one of them the gnome that pops up in like every Valve achievement now?
It seems
I
like
think
it's
so.
everything. Like there's like the red chair from the base, and just
you
like an
can
oil
be a
barrel.
capture point is one of the things that someone has to hide as, so you have to then just crouch down onto the capture point.
Yeah.
But just
Yeah,
apparently
that kind
TF2
of
has that sort of
hilarious
business.
shit.
Yeah, but
is
that's
awesome.
that I just haven't been playing enough PC first person shooters that are multiplayer focused, but it's weird. Anyway, it made
Stuff
me
like
it
that's
made me
great.
remember
I mean,
the power of dedicated servers is super awesome. And then when I read that news, I cared a lot more than I probably would have if I hadn't been playing TF2.
Yeah, I mean, I like when the weird sort of frontier days of PC multiplayer still shine through.
Yep.
That's not the experience most of the time these days, but when you get those like glimpses of 1997, it's
what
awesome.
I don't like about dedicated servers is when you end up with like dust only or instagib or excessive, where it's like, but the ones where it's just, we're taking the main mechanic and then just doing a wacky thing to it that may, or whatever,
You can get that in matchmaking too, though. In some cases, matchmaking exacerbates that problem because it requires there be a big enough pool of people to draw from within the specific settings you ask for. So, I mean, like I remember having this in Halo 2 all the time. The only, I shouldn't say the only, but the main thing I enjoy in Halo 2, in Halo any multiplayer, is the crazy stuff, like Crazy King, Skull, all that shit. And some of the, people basically all they ever want to do is Slayer on Blood Gulch. Only.
Well, I run into this problem playing Left 4 Dead occasionally, where you'll get match made into a dedicated server that has like really obnoxious stat tracking things that are just popping up on the screen,
I've
and just random stuff, and it's just like, I'm in the game, I took all this time to get a group together, and now I've got to exit to get rid of this stupid server. Like, that's obnoxious.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, that's going to be a problem everywhere.
Yeah.
Unless you don't support mods, I guess.
Right.
Yep.
I mean,
or not server-side mods.
Server settings. I think that honestly, what they should really do, it's nice that they are doing their own thing. I don't mind that they've got a nice, robust multiplayer system. There's nothing wrong with that at all. It can be cool, but it would be nice to be able to just expose a server browser for the people who know that they might be playing this game for a couple years and they probably want to do it with people they like and know in a place that is cool. Because that really is, to me, one of the biggest strengths of PC multiplayer. And I think it'd be a big shame if Activision started kind of setting the line for how things work, because I think they're capable of it. I mean,
I wonder if a lot of people that really feel strongly about that will just stick with COD 4 after Modern Warfare 2 comes out. It
seems like the number of pre-orders canceled has actually been like a pretty noticeable dent. I mean, I don't know how one would go around about getting hard numbers on that, and there probably is no way to, but it seems like people are at least for now.
Wait, are you going by petition signatures or?
No. I'm going by people who said they called GameSpot and were told oh man, again, this is like the 6th cancellation we've had today or whatever.
Oh, really?
I don't know. Bowling said he'll pass the stuff along, but that was before he made his response on his blog. So who knows? I don't know. Considering they're raising the price of the game $10 more than what you'd usually pay on the PC, a
$60 PC game.
Yeah,
hilarious.
I mean, it's not the end of the world, but it's
the world is ending.
Doing both of these at the same time is a little more frustrating.
Just remove functionality and replace that with $10. Wait, what?
For us?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you thought I? Oh, no. I mean, you give us more. Sorry. Let's be clear here. Anyway, whatever. A lot of people who don't play PC games are listening to this and are bored off their goddamn asses.
Yep.
Sorry, guys.
And
we care about boring things.
Yeah. Like PC multiplayer gaming.
Yeah.
Ugh. Snoresville.
PC. Ugh.
Computer.
Speaking of the PS3,
I've been playing some Demon Souls.
This
is the other thing
the PlayStation
people
3
were pestering me about.
entertainment system?
Yeah, the PlayStation 3 computer entertainment system.
Oh, yeah. So I did bust out my PlayStation 3 computer entertainment system to play a video game.
Oh. Were you entertained?
Oh, you can play video games on that computer.
entertainment system.
Okay, we've talked about this before. I think about how it's a computer game. I think it's treading old ground here.
Yeah, I think we got to move on. So I have been playing a video game, Demon's Souls. This is
just a PC gaming podcast, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, crazy.
So Demon's Souls.
Yeah, it's interesting. This is one of those games that has completely lit up the whole weird internet gaming sort of Illuminati or not Illuminati, sort of intelligentsia.
Nerds.
like Scott Miller's game
specific
Illuminati.
kind of nerd. You know what I mean? It's the kind who likes to
write
sort of write blog
nerds
posts about game design and things like that. It's
have you been recently raped in a game with sword skeletons and like flying giant manta rays that shoot magic at you? If not,
Demon's Souls.
Consider this game
here.
I mean, it's sort of like the Japanese Far Cry 2 almost in that respect to me. I mean, it is.
Oh no.
It's like, I mean, not in the way it plays. I don't mean mechanically. I just mean in terms of that sense of like the way people are talking about it and the type of people who are talking about it.
Yeah.
It's sort of a few degrees off from that, where it's like, look, I know this seems really frustrating and I know it's really off-putting, but you got to stick with it because then it'll make your soul explode in joy.
Right,
or a demon.
You'll find a wobbly wall in a cavern and then slice your sword at it and it disappears and then there's a huge skeleton behind it killing you.
Is that why? Is that the reason, Jake? Jake saw a
Jake
thing.
may have only seen about
now he can pretend
about 30 seconds of
That's
gameplay.
the 5 seconds that I saw.
That's Jake's whole impression of this game.
No, I also like kill guys and get killed.
Yeah.
There's other parts to this game, though, right?
There are many other parts to this game. Yeah.
Are there really more parts than killing guys and getting killed?
Yeah.
Well, no, but there's more parts than a door opening.
Okay.
That was awesome, though.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting a skeleton to be behind it. The third time I was expecting.
You found like a super secret and it was your death? Is this what's being described?
Many deaths were described.
No, you're talking about the real game and not just
so
that
what's
one
cool about
part.
this video game?
Well, I will say that, again, to bring up Far Cry 2 again.
You don't have to.
I know I don't have to, but I want to tell people that, because I remember when we were talking about Far Cry 2, that was a game that I liked right from the beginning.
Right.
I know a lot of other people were very frustrated by it, and I eventually wrote an article about why people should stick with that frustration until they ended up sort of getting the game to click with them. And the reason I bring it up is because while I was sort of projecting in that case there, like sort of extrapolating, in Demon's Souls, I actually went through that myself.
Right.
Where the first time I played this game,
You stepped through the looking glass.
the first time I played it, it was almost unbearable after a few hours. It was just
You couldn't take it. You couldn't handle it.
No,
it was, as all of its ads describe, brutally punishing and horrible.
That's
That's like how they're selling the game. It's like, do you like to fail constantly? Give us $60.
Pretty much.
Yeah. But it's supposedly the kind of difficulty you actually learn from and feel good about overcoming.
In most cases, it is, and sometimes I think not to its detriment, but generally, you also have to kind of stick through, or I guess not stick through, but start to understand what's interesting about the tone and the atmosphere. I mean, it's a pretty dismal game a lot of the time. It's proportioned very realistically. It's very dull visually most of the time. I mean, especially the whole first world is very gray. It's very repetitive. You're fighting pretty much the same guys again and again most of the time. And the first night I played it, I probably played it for 3 or 4 hours the first night. And honestly, by the time I was done, I was just like, I don't understand why anyone would play this. Like, I'm dying all the time. I'm not really getting anywhere. I don't really know what I'm doing. And the game's not really indicating why I should keep playing, right? I mean, the game was giving me no hint about what I would like about it later.
Yeah.
And it was basically just honestly talking to people. Like, one of my coworkers at work was playing it.
Yeah.
I talked to him about it. He talked about his experiences and why he liked it. I kind of read some more stuff on the internet, and it really is a case where you kind of just have to start understanding what the game's about. It's a third-person dungeon crawler. It's sort of like if Diablo was more direct control in between regular and hardcore mode.
Yeah.
Because every time you die, you've got to start the level over again, all the way from the beginning. And unless you can get back to your body, you'd lose all the souls you collected along the way, which are the currency you use to do almost everything. Buy things, upgrade weapons, upgrade your stats. And as a result of that, it can be very frustrating if you find yourself losing a lot of progress you've made.
Yeah.
Especially when you've got to fight through all those guys all over again just to get back to where you were, let alone actually get any further.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, basically, that's when I stopped playing any game that I ever stop playing is you just lost 20 minutes of progress, and guess what? You have to do it all over again.
Far Cry 2 is actually the king of that.
It is.
Sometimes.
If you don't, if you're not playing on PC, you're screwed a lot.
Even if you are
playing
and
on
you forget
PC
to
and you don't quick save, wait a second, I have to do the last half hour over?
Yep.
This sucks. Like, basically, no game of this type, post kind of GTA 3 hospitals really has much of an excuse for you to lose meaningful progress ever, and it's super obnoxious, and it feels like outdated when you run into a game where it's like game over screen. What the fuck is a game over screen? Oh, I have to go back and do shit over. Do they make that somehow not horrible in Demon's Souls?
What they do is they make the game experience overall punishing enough that you get to the point where you feel you need to raise yourself up to the level that you can get through an entire level in one life. I mean, it's just because of the way the game works. To actually complete a level, you've got to get through the entire level and beat the boss without dying.
So
this sounds like the argument that I was making in Idle Thumb's episode 1 about Mega Man 9.
Yeah, exactly.
And you were slightly denying it at the time.
Yeah, well,
Demon's Souls has finally broken you down.
Not really.
It's the kind of thing where
the difference is you're not going to get invisible platforms that you have to memorize. And in fact, there are a couple moments. One of the things people say about this game always, people who really love Demon's Souls, one of the things I've read is, the thing that makes it okay, that it's so punishing, is that when you die, it's your fault. It's because you did something wrong, or you didn't parry, or whatever. And that's true, like a huge majority of the time. And it does make it better. I mean, it does make you feel like, all right, I should just be better at this. I need to be better at fighting these guys, and then I'll be able to get past it, etc. But there are a few parts where, you'll go around a corner, and then right around the corner, there's a little spark of light that gives you about half a second, and then it explodes, and if you're close enough, it'll just kill you outright. Things like that. There's a couple of those that I've encountered, and they're amazingly aggravating because they seem totally out of character with the way the game deals with threatening situations most of the time.
Yeah. When I was reading about people's impressions of this game, the thing in my gaming experience that it sounded the most like was playing God Hand.
Yes.
Mostly because when other people were like, it's really fucking hard, but every time you die, you feel like it was your fault, and you know how you need to get better at it. And that was how I felt with God Hand. It was like, whenever I died, I was like, oh, right, I need to parry more quickly when he does that move, and it always felt totally fair, just really demanding.
Yeah.
And I powered all the way through that game because it always felt achievable, because it never just overwhelmed you with bullshit. Like, I remember one or two specific parts of God Hand, like you're describing, where it's like, that guy just has moves I can't do anything about. This is shit. And it was obnoxious because it felt like everything else was structured really, really strongly, towards being, you can overcome these obstacles if you just play well enough. In playing it, does it remind you very much of, because you played God Hand, you played it for a while,
I was going to actually make that exact comparison myself, and even beyond that, I was going to compare it to generally designed by Shinji Mikami, who did God Hand and Resident Evil 4.
Yeah.
And the reason I say that is because a lot of people have compared Demon's Souls to Western developed games, which is, I can understand why. I mean, it's sort of similar to Diablo. It's obviously based on the roguelike formula, which was originally born in the West, although the Japanese seem to like it a lot more than Westerners do these days.
Yeah.
And, but the thing I find really interesting about it is that, like a Mikami game, like Resident Evil 4 or God Hand, it does a really interesting thing from a design standpoint of when to use archaic design. You don't get this as much in Western games for whatever reason. I guess it's just a cultural difference. But a lot of Japanese games frequently even these days, seem kind of stuck in the past mechanically. But sometimes you get designers who I feel like are doing that much more consciously than others. They're not doing it because they just haven't caught up or something. They're doing it because they understand what they're doing.
Yeah.
And they're making very specific choices about when not to sort of modernize their game.
Yeah.
And I personally feel Mikami's a master of that in those two games in particular. And Demon's Souls is very evocative of that to me. The game is really, really hardcore about a lot of things. It doesn't let you pause, which I thought I was going to hate before I played the game.
That's kind of
But
crazy.
now I fully understand why. I mean, it requires you to go through all the menus in real time.
Yeah.
It also ties into
really
the
cool.
game's sort of contextual co-op system.
I mean, I love
it's a good design choice.
At least conceptually, I love that shit where you're in a really dangerous environment that feels really dangerous. And if you want to actually like change your equipment, you have to like hunker down in a corner and feel like you're actually digging through your backpack while like looking over your shoulder, and you hear some weird shit coming from around the corner, and you have to like back out of the menu to go, oh shit, and
exactly.
It sounds like it's appropriate for the
Resident
kind of
Evil 5 does
experience
that,
that they're encouraging here.
It is, and it's really nice.
You see Dead Space does that? Oh yeah, because all of their menus are the holographic shit.
Right.
Yeah.
And I really like that aspect of this game, and it's funny because I really thought I wouldn't. And overall, it really contributes to the feeling of this game, which is, and this is very similar to how I talked about Far Cry 2, but you do have to just get yourself to the point where you are this guy in this horrible, dismal environment, and you are, for whatever reason, punishing yourself with this nonsense and just doing it again and again. And I don't know if I'm actually going to beat this game because it does require a big time investment, and the way that has been the most productive for me to play is to play it in sort of a community-based way. And I think that's the reason this game's been talked about so much. Yeah. Is because, when other people, you're on a web forum or whatever, and other people are talking about it, people are giving tips with each other. Yeah. They're offering suggestions about how to play, what kind of classes to do, where to go. All that stuff makes you more excited, just talking to all those people about it. And
there are games that really they feel like they're kind of meant for that.
I would say Bethesda's games are the same way. Those games always generate big sort of community threads for different reasons. But
it's when stuff is actually meaningfully difficult to the point where you feel like if you passed something, you actually have valuable knowledge you can share with somebody else without being able to do it. Yeah. And also just if there's a really broad space of discoverable shit where you can be like, oh, I found something that I haven't heard anybody else talk about.
That's fine.
So I'll tell everybody about this unique thing, and then they can go find it. Yeah, I mean that is a really cool aspect of video games, and some specific ones that kind of encourage that even more.
Yeah, and I would recommend to people who try this game and are frustrated by it to try to immerse themselves in that kind of situation, just because. I know some people who say the exact opposite. Like, no, man, the way you get value out of this is by just powering through yourself and figure everything out. And I'm sure that's fine for some people.
Well, but isn't there actually a game mechanic in the game if you play it when you're connected to the internet where people that have already played parts of it, can give you clues?
Yes, which is cool. And you can rate those clues.
Yeah. That seems really awesome.
It is awesome.
And it also
or you just the messages you find on the ground?
Yeah. And you also find, I guess in the same spot sometimes or whatever, like places that a guy got killed by an enemy, and it actually captures video of how he got killed, like in gameplay, so you can see stuff to look out for or whatever. Like,
sort of.
That shit seems awesome.
Yeah, that stuff gets. I've sort of
is it like a ghost?
Ignore most of that at this point.
It is
just
like
because
a ghost.
after
I mean, like a race ghost.
No,
like a race.
It's not like the top ghost.
I thought it was like a top
ghost. It is like the
lowest ghost. In-world replay.
The lowest.
It's the worst ghost.
It's an owned ghost.
You watch a ghost as he becomes a ghost.
Yes, you do, right?
But it's a top ghost.
The creation of a ghost.
But yeah, I like the messages. Ghost. The ghost stuff gets a little old because you don't see the enemy that killed them or anything. It's pretty much everyone you play is almost the same, unless it's falling off a ledge. It's pretty much all just a guy getting hit a bunch of times and then dying. Sometimes you can use them to sort of do reconnaissance, kind of, if you see a guy go around a corner and then die, but most of the time it's easier just to be careful.
I've heard a couple funny stories, mostly about guys falling off ledges.
Yeah, that is always hilarious, especially because there are occasionally times when it looks like you can get past, like, there'll be a little ledge that it looks like you can make it, walk
and you
on.
See the other guy do it.
Yeah. That's when ghosts are most valuable. I have determined. But no, it's a cool game. I don't know what my impression sounds like, but I'm really impressed by it.
It sounds like an 8. No, I just made that up. I don't know.
It sounds like it makes me want to play it.
Yeah, it's a kind of game that I'm really glad exists. Again, I don't know if it's the kind of thing I'm going to stick with long enough to beat, just because I do get to the point after a while where I think I've beat like 5 bosses so far.
Yeah.
And there are times when after a while it's one of those games that forces me to ask myself, why exactly am I still doing this?
Yeah.
But it is a really impressive game, and it is really well designed, and I'm really happy someone made it. And it's really surprising that From Software made it.
Oh, From Software?
They usually make stuff that I could not possibly care less about.
Such as
a bunch of mech games all the time, like Chrome Hounds.
They make Core, don't they make those? Armored Core, that's the one I was thinking of.
Yeah. I don't care about any of that stuff, but they made this game, and it's really crazy. And maybe someone would like to play it.
Yeah.
I think it's been one of Atlas's better selling games.
Yeah, apparently copies are having to be reprinted.
Yeah, apparently it has like a big... I mean, it kind of makes sense to me that compared to the rest of Atlas's catalog, which is usually like PSP and PS2 turn-based RPGs, that this thing would grab more people's attention.
Games, yeah.
That's cool for them, though. I mean, I've always liked Atlas as a publisher just because they pull in such wacky stuff. Yeah. And this is like wacky even for Atlas. Like, this is kind of out of character for Atlas published stuff, so I thought it was interesting.
It was a Sony game in Japan.
Oh, really?
I mean, it's developed by Sony, but Sony also published it in Japan. And I guess just didn't feel like it over here.
And that's weird. So Atlas is publishing a Sony-developed game in the US. Huh.
That kind of thing has happened before. I guess
crazy.
Sony of America just thought it was too niche of a thing for first party to bother with.
That's really cool that Sony wouldn't just sit on it.
Yeah, I know.
You could see some, like, no, we're not going to publish it and nobody else is either. Fuck yeah, like, that's cool.
But yeah, Atlas is cool. I don't even like necessarily most of their games, but I'm really glad that someone's bringing them over.
Yeah.
They're one of those companies that I'm really happy about, and I think they're really cool, even if I'm not necessarily their direct market.
Yeah.
But sometimes they publish this.
This reminds me of a thing I was watching a video of today. Have you guys seen this game, Half Minute Hero?
Yeah,
I've seen a little bit about that.
I feel like that would get really old pretty soon.
I don't know. Have you actually seen much about it, or did you just kind of read the
I saw
description?
a pretty lengthy gameplay.
Did you watch that giant bomb thing? Yeah, that's what I watched too. It made it look pretty interesting. It's a hilarious, like, very meta concept. It's this PSP game that's being brought over by Xseed, which is kind of like...
They're like the mini Atlas.
Yeah, they're like more Atlas. Yeah, like, if Atlas doesn't get it, then we'll get it. And it might probably even be even wackier than what Atlas would have brought over. And yeah, what is it? It's basically like riffing on sort of Dragon Quest, Dragon Warriors. Yeah. Like kind of 8-bit RPG stuff, but boiling it down really, really far in both play length and mechanics. So I guess the premise is that, you're a hero in this Final Fantasy 1-ish kind of world, and there's an evil monster who has found a spell that will destroy the world in 30 seconds, and then the time goddess comes to you and is like, you need to prevent the world from being destroyed, and you only have 30 seconds, but if you pray to me, I can extend that, like, if you get enough, I don't know, money or something like that. And so each level is a different challenge, which is a different way that this demon is trying to keep you from beating him in 30 seconds. And you kind of go across this little tiny, world map. And like the thing that I saw on the giant bomb was like, he was in a castle across a bridge that was broken. So within 30 seconds, you had to find where the hammer was and bring it to a carpenter so he could fix the bridge. And between there, you would like hit random battles, where the random battles are completely automated. It just shows your guy hitting the enemies.
Yeah, I see. Yeah.
Which, not too dissimilar to how some of those JRPG battles can be won.
Yeah. And you lose health and get money from it, and you basically have to, finish a leg of the quest and get back to the time goddess's whatever statue in time to spend some of that money on getting more time, and then finish the next leg of the quest and then beat the bad guy. And so you basically go through a very tiny JRPG in probably a few 30-second extensions, and it's like that was Half Minute Hero 1, and then the next level is, they call it like the sequel. Now Half Minute Hero 2
from level 1 again.
Yeah, right. And it's the bad guy trying to destroy the world in 30 seconds in a different way. And I don't know, it looks really kind of self-referential.
Yeah,
and
it
clever.
Almost looks like a really fleshed out version of the I think it was a Flash game. Did you guys see the linear RPG?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It looks very sort of like that, but with actual gameplay systems,
things to do,
and like an overworld map.
Yeah.
Calling the next level the sequel is my favorite part of that.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
It's just like there's all different characters you can play, and the main sort of fighter one is Hero 30, and then the next level is Hero 32, and it's just the sequel to that, and it just keeps going.
Yeah.
And I think you can play the bad guy too. It's just I don't know. There's a whole bunch of different options.
Yeah, but it's like you go through the automated battles and you upgrade your equipment and stuff. It is just the basic tenets of that stuff, but pretty much as it seems as complicating action for more of an adventure game, kind of, like the stuff I watched at least was you have to find who will solve the puzzle and then get the thing to solve it with. And yeah, it looked like fun. It's too bad I don't have a PSP.
It looks kind of cool, but I have a feeling after a while I mean, unless more surprising things come out of it, it seems like
it's very episodic, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I think that it has a continual, like, game ramp as you go through the sequels, and then they come up with a new kind of twist or puzzle on it each time. So if they kept it funny, I don't know, it could be good.
Yeah.
I'd play it.
Would you?
I would, theoretically.
I might.
Yeah.
You can borrow my PSP.
Okay. Can I also borrow your copy of Half Minute Hero?
You can buy a copy and use it on my hardware.
Oh.
And I'll charge you for it.
Damn.
It's a $100 deposit.
I don't know if that's a good deal.
Just pirate it.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Man, the guy
Breed
Q
on.
Games.
Yeah, that's why I said that, actually. Yeah.
Oh, what was it?
Q Games, the guys who make Pixel Junk, they said they're not going to be. They're unlikely to do any more PSP games because
the only customer said this on his Twitter. He's sort of backtracking a little bit and saying that he was misquoted.
Okay. Well, he wasn't misquoted.
He wasn't really misquoted. I think he didn't mean to say as much as he said. Yeah, exactly.
My brain kept talking.
Yeah. But yeah, apparently he's worried about Pixel Junk Monsters piracy on the PSP. So.
Is it? Oh, because you can like just put a memory stick in there or whatever?
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, I've never played
firmware
a PSP,
modification.
So.
PSPs seem to be modded all the time.
Yeah.
Yes, they do.
Well, I mean, that's a huge part of why Sony's bringing out the PS, or why they did just bring out the PSP Go. Yeah, apparently. Is that, it's obviously much harder to pirate. In fact, apparently, even taking out the battery on that system, it's very likely your system will be rendered inoperable. I mean, the battery is enclosed in such a way that opening it up to take it out will basically destroy your system. So they're just trying to do anything they can to stop people from, overwriting the firmware, doing anything that could allow for piracy.
I bet no one will get around that ever.
It'll probably be a lower piracy rate than the regular PSP.
Yeah.
Yep. You want to take a break for a second?
Let's do it.
Hey!
See you later after the break.
Video game. So we're actually not on a break because I just remembered I have a song for this week, which I haven't in a while. Well, I guess I did.
Holy crap!
A few weeks ago, and a lot of people still don't know, but it's on the website.
Oh yeah, there's
we
another
just didn't
song.
put it on the episode.
That one didn't count.
No, it didn't.
It wasn't on the episode. It wasn't on the cast.
Yeah,
it didn't get cast out into the internet.
It's not canon.
No. When someone sets up our Wikipedia page, they will know which to consider. All right.
So what?
In the hour before our page is deleted for relevance.
What song are you adding to the Idle Thumbs canon today?
This song is called "Space Asshole," and it's about Red Faction Gorilla.
That's the reason for deletion.
What the hell? What? This is about a site that talks about space assholes and super douches and wizards. This cannot possibly be notable.
It's not notable even if we didn't talk about it.
That's true.
Space assholes and douches.
Yeah.
And wizards.
Well, get ready
Sounds
for that.
notable to me.
Coming right now.
I can't wait.
It's because it's starting.
In 2125, I was on a mining colony on Mars. Just a quiet backwater facility among the stars. And then one day I was minding my own business. I was minding my own ore. And there it was.
That was nice.
Space asshole in a truck flying off the ridge. Space asshole smashing through a bridge. And as he landed, out came his hammer, smashed my boss right in the face. Space asshole, planting charges left and right. Space asshole, all he does is annihilate and fight. I didn't I just wanted to get away, somewhere remote, just a place where I could earn myself a day's pay without being smoked. But every time I think I'm safe, every time I think it's calm, I'm wrong. Space asshole, hammer swinging, buildings falling down. Space asshole, laying waste to this entire town. Only I am left alive to tell the tale of space asshole. Comes out of nowhere to destroy. Space asshole. Mountain carnage is all he can enjoy. The space asshole in a truck flying off the ridge. Space asshole smashing through a bridge. Space asshole. The space asshole. Space asshole. He's the space asshole.
I was just noticing the harmonizing.
What? Yeah. Space asshole. I was happy every single time.
Oh shit! Cyborg lady.
Turns out, that's where someone's heading.
Oh my god!
Man, surprise ending.
Is that part of the song?
No, it was in my list of things.
Oh, seriously?
to
That just happened to...
yeah,
Wow.
it's stuff to listen to for volume levels and things.
I approve.
Yeah,
That's good.
No, I was happy every time you said space asshole.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
You were happy many times.
I was. It's the best. Anyway, sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are we back from a break, I guess?
Yeah.
Oh,
we're
yeah, I
back.
guess we're back.
Oh, man, okay.
Hey.
What's up, dudes?
It was cool doing that
Video
break.
games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Musical break.
Musical interlude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that.
Do you?
You want to talk about a video game, Nick?
Sure.
Oh, yeah, you
we
guys
can talk
play
about a
Uncharted,
video
the other game that everyone's supposed to talk about.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Uncharted 2, I mean.
Yeah, the sequel.
2. Among Thieves.
Yeah.
Right.
Rated T for teen.
I don't know if that's that great of a subtitle.
It makes me think of the stealth level.
It makes me think of Sly Cooper.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Uncharted 2, The Thievius Raccoonus.
Yeah. Sly Raccoon, as he's known in some territories.
I like the typeface that they write Among Thieves in.
I don't remember it, but
Yeah, me either.
I bet it's awesome.
Looks pretty nice.
Yeah, also Among Thieves does just remind you of the museum heist.
Yes.
Knocking out 10 guards in the fountain screen, which is the only part that I didn't like in what
Oh, wait,
is-
by the way, also,
things.
Jake Rodkin played a video game.
Oh, yeah,
yeah.
It's like,
Yeah, it was crazy.
Keep talking about games I'm playing right now.
Yeah.
What is this?
I don't know. It's
Yeah,
kind of weird.
Toys R Us wanted me to buy 3 games for the price of 2 games, so I bought my own copy of Brutal Legend and Uncharted 2 and Arkham Asylum, and I haven't
Nice.
oh,
played.
man, you're loading
It's a
up
good,
on the
great
work.
And I bought
yeah.
the third
I
person
bought
games
Machinarium as
that
well, but I
everyone
haven't
likes.
played beyond the first few
Oh,
screens
yeah.
of that.
That's
I played
fine, but
some
I'm still
Machinarium
proud
as
of
well.
you.
I know, it's the best.
You got 4 games to play right now.
I know!
And you actually
I'm good
played
for like
actually
6
2
months.
of them.
Have you beat Brutal Legend yet?
No.
Okay. So you got 4 games to play.
Yeah. I gotta
Oh, man.
play them.
For all these episodes of Idle Thumbs, you're going to be talking about them.
I know. Oh, man. Get ready, everyone.
Your gamer score is going to go up by like
That's like
1,000%.
we're entering a new era.
A new
Yeah.
era of Idle Thumbs is
Yeah, you
soon,
guys-
soon to appear.
I mean, yeah. You, what? Like by like I don't know. I'm really looking forward to like 52, 3 when you will have played all this.
Yeah,
stuff.
it's gonna be, oh,
Yeah.
it's gonna be so good.
One every
Awesome.
week. Let's set that goal.
Age?
Yeah. It's a new age of games.
What do you think
And
of?
of dragons.
And sorry, I wasn't paying attention to you.
You're talking about the new shit?
The new shit. Before we talk about Uncharted, I have to tell a stupid Dragon Age story.
I thought we already were talking about it.
No, Chris can put the brakes on any conversation.
That's what I do. The first night when I was playing
just
Demon's
pulls the
Souls,
e-brake.
Yeah, it's like a record scratch in there too.
Sure. Squealing tires and a record scratch. You pull the e-brake,
Like
cause
the
a
Mario
record.
boss. Yoshi's Island boss is destroyed.
All right. What about Dragon Age?
What about Dragon Age?
So the first night I was playing Demon's Souls, when I was still being completely perplexed by it and was dying constantly.
Yeah.
I played for probably 4 hours straight or so. It was in the evening, and then after that, I went on the internet and I saw that. I shut off the system, right? And I went onto my computer and I was looking around. It's like, oh, BioWare releasing the character creator for Dragon Age. All right, I'll give that a shot. And so I downloaded it and I used it. And there was a little like splash screen or something, and it was like, order this game on Steam or like pre-order or whatever, and you get this crazy ring, and it'll it's just a little bonus item for getting it through us or whatever. And and it was like plus regeneration and like plus strength or something. And I swear to God, just looking at that item and knowing what it did and knowing that I'd be able to equip it in a game that I actually know how to play was like the most comforting feeling after basically being punished, like flagellated by Demon's Souls for 4 hours. Like, not that necessarily means obviously anything about Dragon Age, but it was like, oh, I know how this game's going to play. This game's going to be a comforting, familiar experience. After basically just getting my brains beat to a fucking
So the new shit is a warm blanket.
Basically. Seriously. That's
it's still warm.
Even
The new shit is a warm blanket.
I'm just going to burrow deep into that new shit and just nestle.
Dragon Age Origins,
man.
a warm blanket of new shit.
Oh man, sorry. This new shit is a warm blanket. IGN. Yeah.
But seriously, it's hard. It's hard to like. It's hard to convey exactly like what the sensation was, but there was a really like sharp,
Sticky.
Yeah, just sort of.
It was just warm. Just crawl right in there.
Encase
Burrow.
myself in it.
In this pre-order ring. Encase yourself in this ring.
And you know what's funny about it is I don't even like stuff like that. I think bonuses are bullshit. It wasn't the fact that I could get a pre-order or anything. It was just the fact that
you knew what
mechanics
impenetrable.
Yeah,
like
you knew what a ring of +1 strength and plus 25% regeneration
like,
is.
Oh, I know. And it's probably going to give me like a very straightforward level requirement to wear it, and like, it's like. Whereas,
level requirements.
Well, I mean,
I miss you.
All the systems.
What is so
Demon's
fucked up
Souls
about
are-
Demon's Souls?
It's not fucked up.
Doesn't it have levels?
Sort of. Basically, there are no character levels. You only level up your stats.
Yep.
And every time you level up one stat, your soul level goes up. And the only thing your soul level is a number that tells you how many times you've leveled your stats up. It's just a way to generally say, like, if this guy's soul level 30, it means he's upgraded 30 stats in total.
Yeah.
You have a soul level and you also collect souls. Do you use the souls to upgrade your
Yes.
stats to reflect your soul level?
Yes.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
If
I
there
mean,
were
the
just
soul
other
level
separate, it's like
doesn't
that's the
do
other
anything
kind of
other than
souls.
tell you there's only one kind of soul.
A demon's soul.
My mom told me there's only one kind of soul.
There's other stuff you get from bosses, but it doesn't matter for this discussion. But
There's two kinds, actually.
it's not that unusual game mechanically, but it doesn't help you out very much at all. I mean, when you look at a weapon, it has like 80 million numbers on it, and they're all just next to little symbols, and there's no words that like say things next to them. I mean,
You can't. How do you find out what they are?
Well, you can go into different views, or there's some that just are never labeled on that screen, and you have to look in the manual, or at least
Jesus.
I don't know. There's just
Video games.
It's the interface.
Classic.
As much as I like some parts of the interface, they could have been a little less obtuse in some areas.
Is the manual like
Spiral bound.
or cone bound?
Oh man, another story about the manual.
What is
so I
cone
chose.
It's the one. It's the plastic like ribbon that combs the combs.
Okay, no, I know what you mean.
We have a comb binder at work. No one knows how to use it. It's terrifying. If you put your hand in it,
I don't want to think about that.
it'd be comb bound.
Gross.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about now. It's the
little-
Venus
like
flytrap.
Yeah, the black
two metal
thing.
strips. That,
Yeah.
make your thing look.
Well,
like
it's
a
usually black
crappy-
plastic, isn't it?
Yeah, or
Yeah.
an arm.
Or an arm?
In Demon's Souls, they're bound with human arms.
Fucked up.
Yeah,
Yeah, the manual for Demon Souls.
but yeah, I looked in the manual because I just to look up some stats actually for that reason. And I'd initially started the game as a magician because, fucking wizard. And so I started going through the game, and it was fucking hard. This was the first night.
Does he have a top hat?
No, he doesn't. He's a magician. He's kind of shitty.
He's not a full-blown wizard.
He doesn't
Does
look
he have
like
a top hat? No, he's a magician.
he's kind of a bullshit magician, to be honest with you.
I think magicians normally do have top hats.
This one doesn't. This guy's bullshit.
Did he have a cape that was black with a red liner on
This
the
guy
inside?
has no accoutrement of a magician.
A
He
mask?
doesn't have a fucking black wand with a white end of it.
He has none of these things. And
He's
so
squirting flour?
no,
I don't know if magicians
So you have a bunch of handkerchiefs tied together.
Right.
he does not have any.
Comes out of his
Mustache,
mouth
kind of a-
or scarf, or out of his scarf. Sorry, that's the weirdest magician. It's a meta magician.
So I was playing this guy for the first night, and it was just impossible.
You
And
have spats.
I finally, at the end, I was
You have
looking at the
an
manual
assistant?
just for stat reasons. And at the beginning, it's like, make sure to take extremely a high level of care in your initial choice of character because it will have a drastic impact on the difficulty of the game. And
Don't
I'm like,
play
well,
as
what?
the magician.
Well, then I went online after that, and I'm like, I was reading about classes, and everyone's like, all right, there's 3 classes that are fucking impossible, like this one, and the magician. And I'm like, oh, well, for fuck's sake! And so the
How
next,
many different classes are there?
a lot, quite a few,
really?
like over a dozen. I think.
Oh, so it's not. Oh, Jesus! Wow.
Yeah,
Well, because I'm
it's-
thinking of like System Shock 2, where it's like you pick the Marines, which is all guns, and that's easier,
No,
and you pick
no.
Sigh, and it's all
You don't know
spells,
what
and
any of this shit
obviously
does in this game when you start. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And what's funny is because every stat is updated, every attribute is upgraded independently. Any class can become any other class. I mean, there's no arbitrary limitations on what you
It's
can
just a
wield
question of
other
where
than
you
just-
start, basically.
Yeah, exactly. Which is cool. I like that aspect of it. But you
like
also have
America.
no idea why to choose.
It's like
Doesn't matter where you
America.
start. You can always get to the top.
Oh, right.
That was
sure.
amazing.
All right.
Yeah, a magician could bootstrap his way up.
Yeah.
Anyway,
But you
so
keep your change.
Uncharted 2.
All right.
I just wanted to tell that weird ring story because it was an odd sensation when I was doing it. It was very comforting.
Yeah.
So Uncharted.
So yeah, I hadn't played the Uncharted 2 demo. I don't know if I even had a PS3 when it came out. I usually am not that into this kind of game, which is just sort
neither
of
am I.
do things, and it's extraordinarily cinematic, but it's supposed to be telling you that it's an actual high agency game.
Yeah.
I was like peeing my pants with happiness at the very opening thing on the train car that goes falling off a cliff, and then it would intercut to the backstory cutscenes and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, it was good.
Can you describe to me what the experience of playing this game is like? Because I've watched some preview videos, and I would need to know that it was different than that to want to play it.
Well,
What is the
see,
thing
here's
you don't like that
Yeah,
you
I
find
suspect-
different too?
I suspect that the videos that you saw, I mean, there are
I've seen
aspects of this
multiple
game.
ones.
Well, no, there are aspects of this game that I actually do not enjoy because of this reason. Like, it is very cutscene heavy, and there are moments where it's like you're running through a level and you hit that invisible barrier, and then the cutscene plays in the middle of the level, and some of them are long, and it's just, and they're well done cutscenes. I think
the stuff.
but it's just
the stuff I've seen. It hasn't even really been when they've interjected cutscenes, which
it's set piece stuff.
Yeah,
where
it's just
it's
like
whoa, this game is playing itself.
the entire level
Yeah.
feels like a playable cutscene from stuff that I've seen, where it's just like you enter this room and a super mega scripted thing happens, and then you shoot these 3 guys so you can go to the next place where the exact same thing will happen when you go through that trigger volume.
Yeah,
and it's just like, it feels like you're just turning the crank to make the movie go. Like
it is for sure that game at times, but I mean there
it's
are
not
also
always
other.
like that.
Well, not. I mean, it does. I mean, it does allow you in the way that other action games do to approach fights from whatever angle you want to and do crazy wacky things in the middle of a fight. But I mean, those set piece moments where like the floor is falling out from under you and stuff. Obviously, that is going to be the same, play out the same way every time. So I mean, if that kind of thing just bothers you on principle, and it does sort of bother me to a degree, but it does. It's so seamless.
This game is really well made for the kind of game that it's trying to be, and it doesn't.
Yeah,
it offends me less because
I think that's what it is. It's just so well done that it makes
design,
up for it.
The look is really good. It's one of the few games that I've played that isn't trying to be hilarious,
but it's still
also,
funny sometimes.
The wit carries reasonably, and the voice acting is really, really good. The mocap acting is sometimes super mocap, which is frustrating, but like
it is. But
I don't mind listening to the characters talk to each other in cutscenes,
right?
Like, and someone in one of the early cutscenes says, "What could possibly go wrong?" and someone else laughs it off. and it doesn't play as a bullshit joke. It actually sounds like two people making that ironic comment in a story. And
there are actually some fairly...
That was one of the things that all the UK Thumbs guys said they loved about the first Uncharted is they would make these comments, things would happen on the screen, and then they would make some stupid joke, and then the character in the game would say the exact same thing, and their minds would explode at the
that does kind of happen, yeah. It's the kind of mocapped game where you just imagine people sort of bullshit, like act like sort of improv maybe like on the stage.
Yeah, I don't know. It's nice.
It'd be interesting to know if they played it that way. I mean, if they generated some of that dialogue just by having guys.
It sounds like they may
sit there and crib some of it from there, because that'd be kind of awesome.
I know that it's the demo, but the opening 10 minutes of this game made me pretty happy.
Why did you pee your pants?
Yeah, I mean, it's
Jake's pants were peed.
It's
you have the full game though,
video
right?
game stuff. I do have the full game, but I'm only on chapter 3 at this point, which is the first sort of big jungly thing. Right. But the opening is kind of Bioshocky of just guy wakes up in a wrecked train car. It's instead of a plane. But then you sort of climb out and you're covered in blood and sort of trudging through the snow or like hanging on sort of Prince of Persia or I guess Uncharted style to the edges
really
of the
Assassin's Creed
as it
style.
slowly falls off a cliff.
But and then you come across this mysterious lighthouse.
No, it certain events will happen. Like you'll get an explosion occurs or you get shot and injured, and your guy blacks out. And then when he blacks out, just without loads, sometimes even via a cross dissolve, which crushes my face when a real time 3D cross dissolve occurs. Back to
explain what you mean by that.
Like in films, especially like older films, cross dissolves were a pretty classic way of doing a transition effect, where one scene dissolves into another without a fade to black.
What do you mean by full 3D?
I mean, like it's not cross dissolving into a Bink video or a load screen or something. I mean,
that's awesome.
Literally, you've got a guy like it's just in that snow environment, or whatever. Then it just cross dissolves to a tropical beach, and it's 3 months earlier, and it's him meeting two thieves, and they sort of talk about their plan.
He's among them.
He's among them, but just the way that it felt very cinematic in a way that I actually like, and the few games pull off in the correct way. Where the
that sounds very Indiana Jonesy, which I guess is
also,
it is Indiana Jonesy.
Like that was there's all the stuff where they're
it's kind of like Indiana Jones. Is what,
is this game reminiscent at all of Indiana Jones?
Obviously, it is
to a degree.
It had in that opening cutscene or in that opening sort of segment, it had the classic Indiana Jones moment of one of them discovering what the sort of cryptic thing about an artifact means, and then like, of course, Marco Polo, only 3 ships came back, whatever, and they're all getting excited about it, and I was excited about it, and then realized that not since the good Indiana Jones movies had I actually had that archetypal scene make me go, oh man, maybe they're going to find those 12 ships. Why do I care about this? And that made me want to play the rest of the game. So well played. And then I got to a room where I had to take out 10 guys in a crappy stealth screen and threw down the game for a day until you told me that it got good again after that one screen.
Yeah, it does. It gets progressively
good.
Everyone
has mentioned that.
That's
even the jungle section after that is not really my favorite part. I mean, it for me it got better and better as I went along.
Awful stealth will ruin any game.
Yes.
Really
it's like
does.
the third screen where it's like you have that amazing train car
God.
stuff and that cutscene, all the narrative setup, and then it's like, now we're going to break into a museum. Again, sweet cross dissolve. They're just rubbing everyone else's face in the world. They're cross dissolving between 2 extreme PS3 scenes. I guess you can do that if you have a system that's awesome. But then you sneak through a duct, take out 2 guards, and it's easy, and then just get
Jesus.
Owned.
Stupid
I got owned
stuff.
maybe 25 times in a row. I mean, it was
to figure
awful.
out the exact one route that you're supposed to snake through and take out all those guards.
Yeah, and I was talking to somebody, they're like, oh, I did that in like 2 tries. It took me like 20.
That's something that's really impressive about Arkham Asylum, actually, is that they were like, well, we're an action game, exploration game, big other game. Oh, and stealth is actually going to be one of the other things we do, and it's easily one of the best parts of the game. You know, like, because
my favorite part of the game.
Yeah, because like rolling the dice on putting stealth into your game that isn't exclusively a stealth game is super fucking scary.
Did you notice in that one room,
yes,
there were surfaces that were not tagged as like stealthable?
Yes. Yeah, no, that's the thing. It's not just that it's a stealth level; it's that the mechanics in the game aren't suited for that specific level at all. Like, I mean, I was getting the camera clipping through the wall and just random.
There were a couple parts where there was a guard who was about 4 feet up. Like, there's a staircase sort of around the corner, and you can see the guard over a sort of handrail.
Yeah,
and you try to duck up against that wall.
Right. Yes. Yeah. No, it's awful. wall. It doesn't work.
And that wall is not supported for stealth.
I
and
know.
the guard therefore can see you through it
Yeah.
and sounds the alarm and starts.
Hey, you! Oh,
What?
there we go again. Like whatever he
5
says
feet below you.
afterwards.
Anyway,
yeah.
after that, I enjoyed the rest of what I've played so far, which is only another chapter and a half.
Yeah.
But
No, it's
Selling
pretty good.
it's actually good. Whatever. Ignore that stealth part.
The parts that sort of
I don't think you're able to.
yeah.
Okay.
Did you guys
It's
ever?
one room.
Did you guys ever play the original Crimson Skies on the PC?
Yeah, I did actually a long time ago.
Yeah.
Like 2002.
That was
earlier.
the first game I'm aware of that has the awesome like 30s serial stylistic like jumping off point.
Yeah.
At least for modern games, and completely nails it.
It
Like
was awesome,
the
yeah.
writing in that game is incredible, and the radio play, like voice acting, is amazing. But the reason I actually bring it up is, I mean, there's sort of a parallel with the whole Indiana Jones
And also, it's
serial
worth
influence
mentioning
thing.
for people who don't know that was a different game than the Xbox One.
Yes.
That was the PC one was developed
Right,
by FASA, right? And then
Yeah.
the Xbox One was Zipper, I guess.
Yeah. No, I think you have that backwards, actually.
Really?
Yeah, Zipper Interactive did the first one.
Oh, my bad. Okay, sorry.
But anyway, yeah, it's really, really, really good. And it's like a kind of arcade flight action sim. It's great. I played it like 3 or 4 years ago for the first time, and it was awesome. But the reason I bring it up is because they knew that not everybody was going to play it with a joystick, and demanding flight, simulator stunt sequences are not that easy with like mouse keyboard. And any mission that you fail like more than once, it gives you the option just to skip it, even the first time that you've played it. So you can just be like, man, I can't finish this thing, but I want to keep playing this game.
Yeah.
Therefore, I will skip it and keep playing the game.
Flight sims have that a lot.
As opposed to, man, I like this
really good
game.
option.
Holy shit, this stealth room. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
You go to hell forever.
I
I
probably
never
would
play
be
you
2
again.
chapters further along in Uncharted 2 if I could have skipped that one stupid stealth room.
Yeah, like I
Well,
mean,
what this game does,
even if you
that
even
is
if you could
smart.
like let someone skip it and give them a summary of any story shit that would have happened
Yeah.
in there, like
What this game does that is smart is if it will notice when you don't know where the hell you're supposed to go at that particular moment, and it'll say bring up the D-pad. And if you hit the top up
then it'll
on
do
the
the sort
D-pad,
of Prince of Persia Sands of Time
it'll
camera
do the
fly up.
the widescreen zoom in on whatever point
that
you're
was really
supposed to
helpful.
find.
that's pretty
That's
cool.
really helpful.
But what wasn't helpful was when it gives you a tutorial once, doesn't check to see if you've done it, and you can
yes.
never get it back, and that move is not listed in the manual. For
Right.
Things like
Wow.
you're crouched you're on like one edge of a square pillar.
Yeah.
You just want to go 90 degrees around. It tells you once, doesn't check to see if you've done it. Anyway, that one room is souring what is probably impressions of an extremely solid game that I've really liked playing so far.
I've played through quite a bit of it. It's pretty solid. The concerns that you're having, Steve, are valid, but those sections of set piece stuff. I mean, it's fairly brief when you get to it, and it's seamless. You go from that into a fairly open environment.
It's not necessarily bad. I mean, I don't know.
I probably won't like this game.
Just in principle, I just like a playable cutscene is like the lowest form of interactivity, and But I don't know. The stuff that I saw, it just looked like a scripted event heavy Call of Duty 4 level, but like times 20. And if that was the whole thing, I would probably hate it. But if that's like punctuating things that have actual open mechanics,
punctuating.
then it could be
the
totally
combat
acceptable.
It's got climbing on stuff and shooting dudes.
Whoa!
Yeah, I know where you're coming from.
It
generally,
really
though,
is
Steve.
sort of
That
broken
was-
up into like Prince of Persia segment, and then we have like a Gears of War sort of segment,
Shoot
and then
a
it
dude,
sort of goes back and forth
Right.
as you go through, and
I
between
much prefer
those
the
are
climbing
the
stuff to the shooting dudes.
yes, yeah. There's some good actual scenes where it's just climbing for a long time, like where you're just. There isn't any shooting whatsoever
I
for
didn't
a
play
fairly
Uncharted
long
1,
segment.
so I'm sitting here going, wow, this sort of grappling on physical world mechanic is great.
Yeah.
And everyone else is just like, where
Yeah.
were you 2 years ago or whatever, but whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't
me
play the
against
original
Rocket.
either. Really.
I've definitely heard
the
more buzz about this game, it seems, than the first one.
Well,
Like,
it's riding the sequel wave of well-received first game.
I think more people have PS3s, and
Yeah.
it seems like they very, very, very directly addressed a lot of the issues.
Yeah, I
with
think
which was
that
already a pretty
it seems like
well-regarded game.
it's like the production values and polished. It's generally seems to be regarded as higher than the first game, and it just kind of puts it over the top. That's the impression I'm getting.
Yeah. But I know where you're coming from, Steve. That's the reason I didn't play the first one. The sort of style of game design of we're going to make you feel like you're in a Hollywood action movie.
Yep.
That specific design goal, I usually am really, really, really bored by.
Yeah.
Yep.
But honestly,
I had heard enough
This
positive
game
stuff
is-
about this game that I
yeah,
picked
exactly.
It
I
up.
mean,
What's kind of funny about this game is that it's not that a lot of like the gameplay. It's really unrealistic. Like there are sections of this game where you're climbing up like a street pole, like doing all these wacky things like that you just would never see in a Hollywood action movie. Like I don't know, it's weird. He basically is like the Assassin's Creed dude, but just like on a modern
Isn't
street.
he supposed
somewhere.
to be just like a guy?
Yeah, he is, but there, I mean, it is really a lot of Prince of Persia stuff where he's doing crazy things. So it's not.
He's doing things that maybe Mel Gibson would do once in Lethal
Yes,
Weapon.
right, yeah,
Right, yeah.
consistently.
But as his core mechanic for world navigation.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like the overall experiential goal of just we want to make you feel like you're in a big Hollywood blockbuster movie is not in and of itself a negative thing, but it just seems like saying, and so what we're going to do is make a linear movie that you get to be inside is like the most facile approach to actually accomplishing that. Whereas like, for instance, GTA 4 and like those videos, those YouTubes that you've linked of whatever they're called, badassery.
Yeah, GTA 4 badassery.
Yeah, but like GTA 4 gives you mechanics that allow you to play out scenes that are more amazing and action-packed than most Hollywood action movies,
Yeah,
and
but
feel
those-
like you're actually motivating the kind of things that happen in a Hollywood heist movie.
Couched in
As
only
opposed-
7 hours of cutscenes.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean,
Well, I'm not saying there aren't cutscenes in it, but actual nested cutscenes that you have no control over are different than press forward and A to get through this gameplay sequence, which is actually a linear cutscene.
yeah. But the other difference though is that the saying you replicate scenes that are as though they were from a Hollywood action movie that is different than saying you're playing through a Hollywood
Right.
action movie. I mean, GTA
But I mean,
4 doesn't make me feel like that at all, really, because so much of it is much more low key, just driving around and stuff.
But I mean, the sequences that actually, like when all of the parts of that experience come together and you pull off amazing shit, like it seems like it gets closer to feeling like the protagonist of a Hollywood action movie than thing where you're just motivating the protagonist of a Hollywood.
To have an emergent scene like that show up.
I mean,
from what I've played so far.
No, I'm not saying it would. I'm just talking about different kind of design philosophies behind the same general goal.
I don't think it's the same general goal. I mean, if you isolated that out of, if you extracted that out of YouTube, it would be surrounded by a lot of mundanity and a lot, just sort of a guy doing something, smashing into a wall, and then kind of just trying again, which is fine. I mean, that's not at all a negative. I just mean I don't think it is the same experiential goal. I mean, I think they're entirely different goals, really. Like I don't know. I've never gotten that sense from GTA 4. It's maybe almost the equivalent of like like The Sopranos or something. Like it's just a super long serial story or something that you're filling in a lot of blanks.
Well, I mean, I think that a lot of people, kind of the reason why they mostly play the sandbox parts of those games, they ignore the story, is because they want to get in huge car chases, they've seen, and the cops are chasing them and they jump out and shoot at guys.
That's Jake.
That's what I do in GTA.
It feels like the difference between giving the player tools to potentially make scenes from a Hollywood action movie and making one scene that everybody has to play through.
That's just it's a completely different play experience. Though.
Yeah.
I mean, the difference between spending the 15 minutes to actually run over people and getting all the cops to chase you, scout out the jump you want, take the car off of it and then try to hit the freeway and run into the thing. The actual moments that play out, especially in that game when it goes flying into cinematic cam, you earn those a lot more than you do in Uncharted 2. Yeah. But a game like Uncharted obviously ensures that just sort of kinetic thrills to your brain per second and stuff on screen is way higher, but you don't earn it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's in fact the opposite of Demon's Souls.
Yeah.
It's like, funny. It was funny for me to think about because these are the two PS3 games everybody is talking about right now. Yep. And Jesus Christ, are they different? I mean, like in every imaginable respect, except that
and there's a lot of the same people being positive about both.
Which is kind of cool. I mean,
I think it totally is.
Yeah, it's good.
But yeah, you guys made me want to check out Uncharted 2 now.
Yeah. I'm definitely, I haven't played it, and I'm definitely not trying to just be outright negative about it. I'm mostly just using it as examples of two different approaches.
To be honest, my those are probably my least favorite parts of the game. Those moments that you're talking about. Mm-hmm. I mean, but the rest is good enough to where I enjoy it.
That's cool.
That's it's not really my favorite style of game either. It's just it is the rest of it is.
Yeah, I never seek out stuff like this. But
yeah.
enough people said it was worth getting. That
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's how I felt about Call of Duty 4 before I.
Oh, let's keep
played
agreeing
it.
with ourselves forever here.
Yeah. That's a good.
Anyway,
analogy.
Uncharted 2, the video game.
woohoo.
Yeah, let's take a break. Get some reader mail going on.
Breaking it up.
I like mail.
Video game. What?
Mike's off.
What did you forget to talk about?
Oh, somebody wanted me to talk about League of Legends really quickly because I played some of the stuff that hasn't been released
I don't wanna
yet.
hear
But
about
nobody wants to hear about that game again, do they?
I'll send in a reader mail really quick. Nick, talk about League of Legends.
Well, as long as
Oh,
Chris
I
is
left
still
the reader
locating
mail to
something.
myself
I
about
played
something.
the new two-lane map. Oh god, nobody's gonna care about this. That game's really good though.
Game?
I played League of Legends.
Oh.
I'm actually I was really worried about it because they announced that the European servers wouldn't.
I've got a
the
reader mail
European-
that we have to read.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Is it the
It's
one I
from
sent?
me.
Video game. Did you never figure out what game that was?
No, I did.
What was it?
It was X3.
Oh,
What
weird.
game were you playing, Nick?
Yeah.
We're back. We found out what game Nick was playing in episode
Yeah.
45.
Yeah, I think I may have actually mentioned that as a possibility, but I couldn't quite remember. But it was because I had played it like a week and a half before that podcast,
Uh-huh.
and that's why it was confusing me because I hadn't played it recently.
Was there anything interesting about X3?
It was X3.
Well, it was before like, we were talking about space or something, which I guess we do a lot.
Which, don't actually do it more.
It was X3. Hi, everybody. Welcome back
Hey, Steve.
for
Thanks.
reader mail.
Thank you.
Yeah.
What kind you
This
got?
is yours.
Woo.
Time to die.
Uh-oh. I can't believe you've done this.
Whoops. All right. Mike Todd writes,
Oh, it's reader mail.
it is. Hey, Thumbs. Currently, I'm a console and handheld player, but I have a long computer history that started with the Commodore 64, went to Amiga, Mac, and PC. I was going through my collection of PC games, putting some up on eBay, making some room when it occurred to me that computer games are kind of like records or LPs of video games. When the switch was being made from vinyl to CD, a lot of people complained about losing that LP experience of large artwork and inserts. Computer games are kind of the same thing. There's room in the box for inserts, props, and manuals, but all you usually get in a console game case is a manual unless you want to pay more for special edition. I was wondering what your best unboxing memories are from computer games. For myself, the best was probably Ultima 5, which came with a cloth map, a coin, and a couple of manuals you needed to translate to the game's runic alphabet and to track Lord British's journey.
Whoa. What?
More recently, I dug the hardcover book that came with GTA San Andreas and a cool box for Max Payne 2. I'm a sucker for any kind of map. I had the Oblivion map taped up next to my desk during my whole playthrough. Later, Mike T.
I've never been a map guy, but I do have some favorite manuals.
Yeah.
Man,
Yeah.
Ultima 5 came with manuals you had to translate from the in-game language
That's pretty
to understand.
ridiculous.
That's
I guess
extreme.
So. Pretty hardcore.
Yeah.
That's good.
As we know, none of us have played Ultima.
Yeah, right. Good.
A
We're
bunch
all
of people
noobs.
have told me I really, really need to play like Ultima 7.
Yes.
I think like
Ultima
6.
7 is the
That's
one
the
that
one that's-
basically looks like Ultima Online, more or less, like
Yeah.
a lower
it
color
was the-
count.
Uh-huh.
And kind of Ultima 4 is the one where people kind of say it came into its own and kind of became like a major deal.
Yeah,
or whatever.
That's the one that
Yeah.
is cited a lot, I think.
Yeah.
Also, Ultima, I think 6 has one of my absolute favorite game boxes ever. Where I think it just says Ultima 6, the Black Gate, and it's just a completely
Oh, right.
black cover.
Yeah.
God, it looks amazing.
Yeah.
What were you going to say? You were saying something though, Nick, about.
Oh yeah. Sid Meier's Gettysburg
Oh yeah, I never
came
played
with
that one.
like a light infantry manual, like handbook
Oh, awesome.
that actually a lot of it was relevant to the game, but not like some of it wasn't.
Uh-huh.
Like it was just like a little historical artifact. Like
That's
it was
awesome.
amazing.
Yeah.
That
That reminds me
Lots
of
of-
the spiral bound manual for the original Fallout, where the first like
Oh,
20
yeah, that stuff is
pages
amazing.
were just describing what happens when a nuclear bomb
Yes.
goes off.
Yeah.
And
God, that stuff is
when I
great.
was like 15 and got that game, I opened it up and just started reading it, and I was like, "Oh man, yeah, it's interesting." Oh yeah, wait, this is the 5th page. Hold on. Okay, wait, how? Why?
Where are the controls?
Yeah, it's
Where's the keyboard?
it was
awesome.
It was hilarious, and then
Yeah.
I got to the actual part, and it has like notes from the overseer, like
Right,
pasted
yes,
over
the
parts of
taped
it
over
and
stuff,
stuff. So good.
Yeah.
Did you guys ever have games that came with a keyboard overlay?
I still get those, I think, occasionally.
No,
Yeah.
What?
In what games? What game has that?
Well, not
X3?
Oh, you mean like one that actually cuts out and it
yeah,
goes
Yeah,
a
to the
cardboard
yeah.
overlay.
Yeah, I remember flight simulators. I got
Yeah,
a couple
Flight
of
Sims
those.
used to
Yeah,
have
maybe.
those, yeah.
Okay, I thought you meant just like a thing that
But
has the keyboard.
I only
stuff
remember
printed on
like
it,
weirdly, I only remember those from being like 4 years old and playing Commodore 64 games.
Oh, yeah?
And there would be like an overlay you put over the keyboard that specifically was like told a child how to like control their character. You know, like
Yeah,
put,
yeah.
Oh, right.
you know?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
they would, they were weird,
Flight
but
Sims used to have ones that Like some of them would just, I guess, to maximize sort of compatibility, they would just be a strip that you'd put like in between your function key and your row of number keys, and
it was the gaming equivalent of the WordPerfect shortcut.
Exactly. Yeah. WordPerfect had that too. Yeah, I had that also for some weird reason.
Yeah, I don't actually have that many memories of stuff like that from games, and stupidly enough, the only like game manual that was ever actually like near and dear to my heart ever was the Mario 3 manual, which is the opposite of what this guy's talking about, but it's because it had all those like Nintendo's renderings of Mario from that era where he had that sort of like super thick outlines, really like simple style, doing every single move in that game possible ever and in every single suit.
Yeah.
And,
I remember this now.
Like,
yeah.
I used that to basically like learn how to draw a cartoon character.
Yeah. Yeah, like it was similar because the manual for Double Dragon for the NES, it had a similar thing where it showed like the main character doing
really
all
nice
of his karate moves.
Yeah,
like a really nice kind of Fist of the North Star-ish, like Japanese style rendering of it before I knew what the fuck any of that shit was. It was just like, man, this is what the guy would look like if he was really doing the move. And I think, I copied them and like
I remember I bought the Mario 3 player's guide
like
because it had also every single enemy and all of their moves also in that same style. I was like, oh fuck, this is the best. But PC games, I don't really remember. Like I have a lot of them, and I'm sure now if I go back and like open up Infocom boxes sitting in my house, I would be blown away by the weird collection of feelies that I have.
Yeah,
like I know that for sure. Back
also
when
called feelies.
Back when LucasArts Adventures, like early mid '90s, when
like
the good
Loom,
ones were still coming out.
Patterns in the Indiana
I never
Jones
played
Braille
Loom.
Diary.
No, but
okay, fine.
but when I would buy like one of the other LucasArts games, I always really look forward to getting the copy of the Adventurer out of
I was going to say that
because it had a Sam and Max comic in it, and it would have crazy merchandise from the game,
it had, like interviews and stuff. Sometimes.
Yeah, it had interviews with the people who made them. I bought the Gone Jackals CD and a Corley Motors shirt out of them after I bought Full Throttle. Yeah. The Adventurer was awesome.
It was rad.
Original Steve Purcell comics in them about the games that were coming out. It had its own
magazine too.
Yep.
But the Adventure was cooler because it had a Sam and Max comic in it.
Yeah, a Sam and Max comic about Full Throttle or Day of the Tentacle or whatever.
Outlaws or whatever.
Yeah,
that stuff is good.
Awesome.
Or Star Wars.
I try to do that sort of stuff at my job because they let me.
Nice.
Like for Sam and Max, I was able to do a bunch of like cheesy pack-in merchandise for the seasons when the DVD came out. And we've done done some print issues of our newsletter that have like interviews with our company and comics by people on our art team because I like The Adventurer. And I wish more companies would do that and that we could do that more often where I work.
Yeah,
but
it will happen less and less.
Yeah,
basically forever.
I mean, speaking of posters, like I've definitely known like guys that I've known have had like the poster of the Alpha Centauri tech tree, they've like hung up on their wall and stuff like that.
Civilization and all that.
But there were like there's some CDs that I've bought, just audio CDs that their booklet folds out into like one giant poster that has all of like the lyrics and a bunch of art arranged on it, and it's crazy. And it would be pretty awesome to buy a game and take like a folded up manual out of it, and then just you unfold it, and it's this huge poster that like
I know that Rockstar does that, but that's never stuff that you would ever want to put up. It's the map of the city, then on the back, it's the like sort of creepy, unappealing like Vice City bikini drawing or whatever.
Right.
Like,
but I'm just picturing like all of the manual, all the information that would be in the manual arranged in one gigantic frame.
It's sort of like maybe
uncoded. Chris
nice.
Ware does your manual for you.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome stuff.
That would be really cool.
All right.
What else you got?
JL or Hypoc
JL
has an incredibly long email that I guess we can like choose bits from. He has like 4 separate emails, each of which is long.
It's a choose your own email adventure.
Yeah. Oh man, this also relates to something Steve said, so I'll read this one. Number 3. Oh hey, look what you did. This was sparked by Nick talking about the end of game charts in Civ 4. One technique I think could stand more use is automatic preservation and representation of in-game moments. The major example I'm thinking of is the PC version of Crimson Skies, which automatically took screenshots of certain barnstorming moments and spread them out in your binder as the adventure progressed.
That's awesome.
This was such a dumb little feature. A trigger when the plane crossed a certain polygon, plus a sepia filter, but it added so much personality as the game went on because I was constantly thinking back about the things I'd already done when I'd see them in my flyby picture. Small things can call up big, complicated memories. Modern analogs, and then he says stuff like Sporpedia, TF2's Killcam, etc. goes on. Man. What if GTA occasionally took shots like that when you were in a car and at least one wheel was off the ground, or when an explosion was happening in your line of sight? What if Left 4 Dead's director had some rudimentary awesomeness algorithm and took shots? et cetera, et cetera, et
TF2
cetera.
should keep a scrapbook like that. That would be amazing. Of kill screens.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to have a save mechanic
I mean, it offers
where
it
it actually is laid out like a character's journal like that. And I guess Crimson Skies did it, but it seemed like
Yeah, Crimson Skies was awesome about that because you would finish a mission and then you could flip back to all your old missions and it would have both like stuff you'd collected, like little medals and like newspaper clippings about what you had done, as well as little photographs that were screenshots of the mission you had actually
that
played.
is officially the best.
Play that game.
I don't know if I'm going to play it, but I like that.
You will not.
Why don't you? It's probably on goodoldgames.com, maybe.
GOG?
I don't think
PCDL?
it is.
Maybe it is.
Wink?
PCDL.
All right. I think we all agree that would be cool.
Boost.
What?
Cameron Daigle writes, "Good evening, Thumbs. For some inscrutable reason, I decided to start listening to your cast starting
How did
episode
he
1
know it was going to
when
be
I remembered
evening?
I needed some extra cast in my life. Chris's incessant verbal humping of Far Cry 2 led me to dust it off and load up my previous save, which I had long ago abandoned about 2 hours in due to the game being stressful, awkward, and in existence at the same time as Fable 2 and Fallout 3. This time I tried to relax and enjoy the environment, and holy cow, you guys were right. The craziest thing happened. I was in a Jeep driving to some group of people that hate me or whatever. At one point, I decided to reorient myself west, and then he bolds this part. Instead of glancing down at the map, I just oriented myself using the sunset. My brain exploded. I have definitely never instinctively used the sun to figure out which way I was going in any video game before. Far Cry wins. Thanks for reading my non-question on video games.
I did that 3 days ago. It was pretty awesome.
Oh, man. In Far Cry 2?
Yeah, in
Nice.
Far Cry 2.
Yeah.
Just walking around San Francisco.
Yep. Oh, no, yeah.
I don't do that in real life. Only video games.
Yeah, Nick and I had a minor like video game bonding moment on Twitter because
It was now the first annual Idle Thumbs Far Cry 2 Playathon.
yeah, well, because Nick and I for some reason had coincidentally both been playing it, and Nick had taken a screenshot of like a sunset.
Right, it was that moment actually.
Oh, really?
I was like, oh, the sun's that way,
Yeah.
which means I'm going this way. Yeah,
And he posted the screenshot to the Twitter and just happened to have the bolt action rifle out, and I was just like, nice bolt action, because I love that gun. And
it's
It's
the
an
best.
awesome gun.
It's the best gun.
It was hilarious because I generated some great player stories, and it reminded me of the awesome things that can happen in that game when I was playing it. It was cool.
Yeah.
Yep.
Man.
All right. Jake Rodkin writes, "Call next episode in space. Also talk about SimMars."
Done.
What did you want to say?
No, this episode is called In Space, but you said last week that you wanted to talk about SimMars for a second.
Well, yeah, we could talk about that for a second. I mean, some new screenshots. I mean, this project, I guess, had been known about. I was sort of unaware.
I'd never heard of it.
I'd never heard of it. But it was a project that was, I guess, in development just as The Sims was released and was hence canceled and all resources diverted to the Sims franchise. But it was going to be this realistic take on colonization. It was going to be a Sim City, but your goal being to colonize Mars with realistic NASA science stuff. I mean, the screenshots are really interesting. They're like,
they're like little rovers driving around in these little outposts kind of.
This sounds like an Idle Thumbs approved game concept.
Yeah.
Like I saw those screenshots and heard the concept, and I was like, God damn it.
Yep.
Why would you not make this
Sims,
happen?
night out on the town with pets or whatever.
I really like The Sims. I also would have really liked SimMars and to
exactly
Why don't they
use a
have The
rover
Sims
to
Mars?
get some stuff and
The Sims
use it.
on Mars.
Yeah.
It's coming. Sims 3 on Mars.
Yeah, man.
Red
SimMars,
Planet
that would
Party
be awesome.
Pack.
Yeah, because there's Red Faction Gorilla blow shit up on Mars. But the other side of that is, man, wouldn't it be really interesting if humans figured out how to terraform a planet and you could do that?
Yep.
It would be awesome.
Video
games. Pretty good.
All right. So Jeff Moeller writes, "Hey, Idle Thumbs, want to hear more dreams? This one isn't about playing game, but is instead about an Idle Thumbs meetup. I don't know where it took place, but it seemed to be in someone's apartment. We were all sitting on the floor in a circle eating pepperoni pizza. Nick and Jake were not present for some reason, and Chris was being an asshole."
Red.
Well, I guess that happened. Eventually, everyone convinced Chris into saying the wizard.
Wait, who is everyone? If
the people at the Idle Thumbs meetup.
Readers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Eventually, everyone convinced Chris into saying the wizard, and it came from his mouth exactly as you'd hear it in the wizard.mp3 with backing harmonies and all. That's all I can remember. Hope you enjoy. The wizard.
The might be another reader mail.
Oh, what's that reader mail?
Jake, did you find a reader mail?
Read that reader mail.
Oh, it just showed up. You should read it.
All right. Idle Thumbs writes, begin forwarded message from Idle Thumbs.
What a weird way to
Subject,
begin
agreed
your
on.
reader mail.
Nicholas, I hear you player Abbey Road.
I player Abbey Road. Yeah.
Did you player it?
I did player it. I also played it.
In the Beatles rock
in
band?
the Beatles rock band.
Oh.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah. It's really good.
Oh.
Man, the number of
16
times
straight-
you've so I've played this. It's really good.
What else are you gonna say about Abbey Road? No, it's awesome. You played all the way through. It's it's just all the songs are as they're listed as singles.
How's that
and then
combined?
it's actually kind of weird because I play it as guitar just to test it out, and there are obviously sections that
Combined what? What?
Oh, sorry, Jake.
The
I didn't
second
mean to
half of the
overrun you.
album has the combined lots of stuff.
Medley,
That's
the big one.
Yes.
the big medley
Yeah.
stuff. Is that just one ultra track?
It's you
Or
can,
like a
you can
couple?
you have the option. You can play it as the Abbey Road medley, and then all the other individual
awesome.
songs are listed.
Good.
Yeah, so I played the medley, but it was weird because there were sections that you were actually playing like strings or piano.
Weird.
Also, in the Queen pack in Rock Band 2,
I'm excited about that too. This is like the best
yeah.
rock
It
band
was,
ever.
it's great. It's a great day for Rock Band, but you plays the piano like very deliberately, like for
play it as
for
the
a really
piano?
long time. It's really weird. But it works. It's
Yeah,
fun.
I've definitely noticed
Killer
sometimes
Queen.
they do that.
Yeah.
Like with keyboards. It's
Yeah.
like, I know this was a synthesizer.
Yeah, when it's synth
I
and stuff, but
don't
this
have
is
to
just
pretend
piano.
it's a guitar.
I mean, this is just
yeah.
it's
I
not
guess they just
electronic at all.
don't care.
No, I think they're starting to care about that stuff less. At least that's the way it seems.
I guess they have to if they keep expanding their library.
Yeah, they're going to have to do that. But
Well, that's cool.
I also
Can't wait to
bought
try
Rock
this.
Band iPhone.
Yeah, that's actually weird.
There's a Rock Band iPhone?
Yeah, it just
Sorry,
came out.
Killer
hadn't heard
Queen,
about
when it
that?
was in Guitar Hero 1, that was not the case. So the piano it just existed on its own, and you only played the guitar stuff. There was a lot of silence in parts of that song because of that.
In Rock Band 1.
Or in Guitar
Hero 1.
Sorry, but by Harmonix, they adapted it a very different way, apparently, even though,
Well, I think what they did was add guitar to that song in their cover. Because there was no silence.
Yeah.
There was no silence.
I definitely-
because I was
That's a
thinking
good
about
point.
that today. I was like, this
Yeah.
is different.
The original
It's-
was definitely as made famous
there
by
is
Queen.
there is
Yeah.
some silence now, but then there are also parts where you're
Yeah,
playing
it's
as the
fucked
piano.
up because like I remember that from some songs that I knew in like Guitar Hero 2 or something.
Right.
I was like playing.
Yeah, right.
I was playing like I think it was Heart Shaped Box, and I was like, they added a guitar solo to
Yeah,
this.
yeah,
What
yeah.
the fuck are they doing? It was just weird.
Yeah. Yep.
Because you got to be a guitar hero.
Oh right.
You were saying something a second ago that
I'd
I
rather
Oh,
be
yeah.
a DJ
I
hero,
bought Rock
a
Band
band
iPhone.
hero.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Is it good? That
How does
sounds
that-
like
It's actually
it wouldn't be
good.
Oh, okay.
A
Is
Rock
it
Band
good to play
iPhone.
Tap
It's
Tap
sort of-
Revenge, the third party?
Yeah, I play that.
Is
yeah.
it a similar thing to that? Or
Yeah, it's similar. I mean, it's you tap everything. In fact, they offer the option of singing, but it's just tapping, which is kind of dumb. But the game is good.
When singing
Although,
is tapping.
yeah, at this point, it's sort of that may have been the tipping point for me realizing that I've spent way too much money.
The tapping
no.
point.
All right, moving
Punch
on.
face.
Yeah,
Moving on to what?
Oh, I don't know. Good
I
question.
spent $1,200 on those games, guys.
What?
You have?
Yeah, I
On-
totaled it up
On
I-
Rock Band and Guitar
I
Hero
did a big
branded
total.
games?
Yes.
Wow.
Yep.
Oh,
Wow.
Mm.
Well, they made a lot of money. Beatles
They
Rock
did.
Band outsold Guitar Hero 5 in September.
Yeah,
Whoa.
yeah, they-
Nice.
Yep.
Although
Good work, Harmonix.
undersold in terms of his expectations, right? I mean, they were expecting to sell 1 million copies that month.
Oh yeah. Well,
they were
it was
kind of
it was
disappointed, but-
not as good a month for anyone as people are
No.
expecting. So it's
Yeah.
not too bad for them, I guess.
by the time Christmas comes and goes, Beatles Rock Band will have done a fucking number on everyone.
Yeah.
Yep.
That is probably going to be a big Christmas gift.
I would guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Like a
talked.
huge
I talked
one.
to the general manager of MTV Games the other day, and he said they have a they've very much planned for a sort of 2-tier marketing thing where they have their launch budget and then they have a whole separate marketing push plan.
I hadn't even
Christmas
thought of
season.
that, but holy shit, like, yeah, a $150 or whatever thing that you can buy for your...
$250?
Is it that much?
The whole set with
If
all
you
the
want the
Beatles
set.
branded instruments? Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know. But they also have other stuff that's not that expensive, right? But anyway, it's a big ticket. You can play Beatles music item that you could totally get for your boomer parents. Like, I bet a shit ton of people will buy that. That's
Yep.
crazy.
And a shit ton of boomer parents are going to buy it for themselves if my mom is any indicator. She, I think, can't wait for me to take the loaned copy back so that she can acquire the one with the actual instruments.
Oh, nice.
Oh yeah, nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Are we done now?
Oh, we have one more email. It's from Chris Remo. It says, "Dear Nick, why are you going and leaving us to never do Out of Thumbs again?"
Wow.
Oh my god, that's an extreme way to drop
Jeez.
that news.
I don't know. I didn't know I was leaving.
Oh, really? Oh,
This is news to me.
In 2 weeks.
Oh, okay.
You're leaving.
Wow.
Why am I leaving?
Because you broke an embargo.
Oh, okay.
No. Actually, it's really awesome. Nick has been hired as a community manager for Bethesda Softworks.
Yep.
Congratulations.
Thank
is
you.
rad.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
As a side effect from that, Idle Thumbs 50 will probably be the last episode of Idle Thumbs for a while.
Probably for a long while.
So there was a window there of 3 seconds where people were like, "Congratulations, Nick." Fuck Nick.
Yeah, I mean, by for a while, I mean maybe ever.
Yeah.
We decided that it's maybe the best move to just stop instead of mutate a thing. Who knows if we'll do other things with Idle Thumb's name at some point. We probably will because Idle Thumbs can't stay dead. But
Yeah. It's been coming in and out of existence for 5 years now, so it might
and
still do
we
that,
may
but-
join up at GDC or not.
But I mean, you guys had a pretty goddamn good run as the three of you guys making sweet casts. I mean, 50 is a good number.
And there's 2 more left.
Holy shit.
Oh, man.
Shit.
And they're going to be the best 2 Idle Thumbs ever.
Oh, man. Because I'm not going to be on
that all musical episode that's next week.
Oh,
Don't do this.
And then that one we're going to just talk about upcoming highly anticipated games that no one else has played.
man.
on every console.
Wow.
Far Cry 3.
Far Cry 3 exclusive. We're going to get Barack Obama on episode 50.
And then we're going to tell him, I'm going to keep my dedicated servers.
Yep.
You keep the change.
Yeah.
We should mention, though, that Max Schaefer's going to be on next week. That's cool, right?
Oh, yeah.
Who is it?
Max Schaefer, who is the CEO, president, something or other?
Co-founder.
Co-founder
I don't know what his,
of Runic Games, which is making Torchlight, which I'm pretty excited about.
Yeah,
and
I am too.
Nick and I should have played it. I think we'll have played it.
Yes.
by
Yeah, we
next
will.
episode.
You are playing it.
Yeah, maybe we're playing it right now.
Yeah.
As you speak.
So I guess if you want to ask any questions about Torchlight, questions at idlethumbs.net and we will,
/Torchlight.
and don't do that.
Incorrect.
And we'll ask them of Mr. Schaefer when he's on the
If you want to leave him horrible voicemails, call us on
man,
your
we
telephone
totally forgot about
at
our voicemail.
55wizard and make sound effects about Torchlight, and we'll shame ourselves by playing them next week. What have we got to lose? There's like 2 episodes left.
Yeah. We don't care.
Yeah. This thing's going to tailspin into a fucking fiasco.
Sucks. Is the best.
Oh, man. Cubes for babies.
I can't say anything offensive.
Oh, it feels so good to cut loose.
I love games.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
So what about that?
What do you think about
Find out on
Hey,
episode
Chris, what do you
51.
think about
Nick thinks episode
about
50.
It's all coming out.
I like games a lot.
Yep.
Yeah. Just
like
the
having
same
super.
way Nick loves a lot.
You're gonna get me fired.
What is this? You're just... When Steve said that, you didn't have to laugh. You didn't have to Borderlands all over that.
Thanks for listening, everybody.
You guys ready? 1, 2, 3. Only Nick and I.
I didn't know what you were
I didn't know what you
doing.
were doing.
Blame me aside.
I thought you wanted us to say the wizard.
Yeah, I thought that's
Oh
all.
shit! Okay, well in that case, 1, 2, 3.
The wizard!
Oh fuck this! Throw tables, microphones.
So see you guys next week.
Yeah. I quit.
Video game.
If Bethesda Softworks and the Software Toolworks, if you remember that company,
Oh, yeah, I do.
if they merged and made
Yeah.
Bethesda Soft Tools,
I think it was soft
These tools
tool
are
works.
terrible.
Soft Toolworks. This is crap. Well, yeah, they will also work
Can't
your
use
soft
these
tool.
for anything.
Yeah, Bethesda.
Not again.
Oh.
Your tools are so soft. Video game.
Huh?
You said you were going to talk about Boost.
Well, all right, I'm talking about Boost. I'll talk about Boost.
Thank
If you
you.
want me to talk about Boost, I'll talk about Boost.
All right.
Oh, we do. That's exactly what we
I
want.
don't have anything to say about Boost.
Oh man.
What?
Ultra
I
boost.
don't know.
What do you think about Borderlands?
Just replace what he just said about Boost with Borderlands in it instead.
He doesn't really have anything to
No.
say about
He
it.
doesn't want to talk about
If the word Borderlands is mentioned on this podcast,
It's
I
actually
will
the
go
magic
like
word.
that.
Oh snap! These two do this every fucking week.
Fucking
Every
children.
week.
Whoa, that's a wrong sentence. My apologies.
Squeedly boo.
We're fucking children. Boo-bop, boo-bop. That's how you know
That may
I'm
make it
kidding.
worse, actually. That doesn't invalidate it at all. We're fucking those children.
This is Idle Thumbs 48. Baby rape.
I'm Nick Brecken. I'm Nick Brecken. I'm Nick Brecken.